Such heroic nonsense.
New Decepticon shenanigans in your area?
If this doesn't stop it, nothing will.
All right, we survived that.
Yeah, but will we survive this?
better things to do tonight than die.
By George Chemo Sarbies, your smashed up friends soon like brand new with 90-day warranty.
Hey, I wasn't worried for a microsecond.
Here's a hint.
Brace for impact.
Elderly and baloney!
Yes, I believe I can.
The ceremony.
Good evening, Transformers Earth Wars friends. How is everybody doing on this, the final day of June, before we roll into the big summer months of July? I am Ultra Pittus, and this is Late Night War Lab. It's a Such Heroic Nonsense production from me to you, where we're going to talk about some war that Prime Nemesis are engaged in at the moment. I'm going to show you some rapid fire tactics. There's some interesting bases, there's some front load, there's some rear load, there's a little bit of everything. Who knows what is going to be in there. Tomorrow I am going to be hosting the Such Heroic Nonsense show right here at 6 o'clock British summer time. Calculate what that is for yourselves, wherever you are. I will do better with putting the right time on for all of you. But tomorrow, using my playtest account and in collaboration with Callum and the team, I'm going to do a bit of an Alchemist Prime deep dive. So if there are things you want to see and things you want to know about this really exciting new Prime coming into the roster, then let me know. Alchemist Prime has himself got a really fascinating lore and backstory. He is, the demigod that wanted to walk amongst the normal mortal Cybertronians, which is why he arguably became a bartender called McAdam, but I'm stealing my own thunder. Right, that is quite enough of the Alchemist Prime business. Let's just get into this. So let's get rid of Alchemist and let's get the war transitioned onto here. Okay, cool. I'm just going to see if we've got anyone in the chat. No, we don't. That's cool. I'm going to put this out. This is going to be a living repository of useful information or useless information, depending on where you sit in the game in regard to how we might or might not fight some of these wars. So, at the moment, Prime Nemesis are engaged in an alliance war against Raging Hordian. Big salute to you guys, Raging Hordian. At the moment, it's quite early days. We've got quite a lot of road to ruin first, but we are going to have a good run at them. And I'm going to blitz through until I fail, and then we're going to talk about what's happening, what isn't. So, if you are picking this stream up, by all means, ping me some direct messages. You can get to me on Discord at Ultrapitus. Just starting to build out a rather nice Discord server for everybody, with lots of new content, lots of resources, free-to-play players and entry-level players coming into that community, and investing a little bit of time and love into that and you guys. So let's have a look at this first base, shall we? So we've got a nice front-loaded base. It's nice and spread out. I'm going to use gears on this, and we're going to pretty much solo it with gears. I'm going to modify my war team massively because I want less strategy and more full metal force coming into the base. That's not to say we're not going to use some strategies. We absolutely are. So time spent in reconnaissance, never ever wasted. Let's just take a look at this. So we've got a lightning core here. So that would cause us problems for Taz and for any disable effects. So if you're using Silverbolt, for example, for that extreme long range that Silverbolt's got, I really love using Silverbolt. I don't do it very often because the damage that he inflicts is usually over quite a long time, which you don't see the result straight away. It's a bit of a slow burn. Obviously, the perennial fire core right there to stop you from using Rust Dust, Smokescreen, Optimal, etc., etc. Sorry, not Smokescreen, Sunstreaker. And then over here, the one that will pose a problem for me, which is the anti-cryo zone. Not massive radius on that thing. And if I wanted to use my Computron's cryo ability, hey, big OP, mate, how you doing? We are doing Prime Nemesis War Tactics tonight. We've got some front load for you, buddy. Thanks for coming along again, mate. You're always here. What a nice bloke. So we're going to kill off that little Computron killer there. So that little anti-cryo zone. Probably use the Ark's special ability for that. So without further ado, let's get into it. I would also say if you're not familiar with a front-loaded base, they are designed to put you under lots of pressure. They are designed to make you make bad decisions really quickly. They are designed to get your pulse high and your brain switched off. So what you want to do is buy yourself oxygen. You're going to want to buy yourself bullet time by looking at initiating your special ability, slowing time down, have that, what we would call in the infantry, the Hamlet moment. For those of you that remember Hamlet cigars, you need that Hamlet moment where you break out the old cigar, light it up, just have a moment, and then think about what you're going to do. Calm, calm, calm. I do not condone smoking cigars and cigarettes though. Right, we are going to run at this. We're going to run it from the right hand ramp. Confirm. Oh look, Gears is already there. Oh look, it's a preloaded base. Thanks buddy. It's really nice of you. So come along to the Discord server as well, Ultra Pittus, building it out at the moment, trying out a load of new technologies on there. Come along, see what you think. I'm going to be putting more and more resources into that. So we've got Gears, we've got Grimlock. I'm going to take Blur. I love Blur. He's very cool. He's very fast. He's very satisfying to use, and he's a bit of a murderer. I've got an Alchemist core on him at the moment and Tricerashot, which is not the optimum combination for Blur, but it's still quite good. SG Jetfire with Pinpointer. Pinpointer will just fill his energy straight back up again as soon as he gets even a little bit smashed. But his SA is quite expensive, so 5+3. But with Pinpointer, very, very good. I would hold off on using that special ability until you really need to. Chromia, one of my favourites. I've got Vector on her and Peacemaker because she's auditioning as an outpost bot for me at the moment. That is not what I would suggest to use for in normal war circumstances, but we are where we are. I'm not going to switch it around now because I'm lazy. So we are going to take Chromia. We'll take Beast Wars Ironhide. I believe at the moment I've got a 4-star maxed out Forge and Megatronus on him. But he's very good in these situations because although he dies super fast, thanks for joining, buddy. Well done. That was quick. Although he will die super fast because he is squishy, he will inflict very satisfying damage on them. He'll destroy pretty much any wall, and he will inflict the glass gas on that target. So we like him. And then Ratchet and Wheeljack, just to give me confidence that at least some of us are going to survive. And then I've got Primer Prime, who is going to grant me all sorts of lovely things in terms of the DPS it's going to give us. We are going to activate Computron, who is my go-to war combiner, and we are going to take a run.
Ultra Magnus, a cursory evaluation of Decepticon capability indicates a distinct tactical deficiency.
Well, let's see just how tactically deficient we are. So the thing that will kill Gears right off the bat are missile silos. We've got a target protocol, G-metal there and there. I wouldn't be surprised if we have another one somewhere because I believe we get 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. All in that sort of V of death. Where they're positioned right now means that if I were to put Gears on the left-hand flank as opposed to the right-hand flank, yes, I would be closer to the Megatronus spot, but I'm going to have to kill 2 target protocol missile silos. Still probably going to do that just so I can get to Megatronus a little bit quicker and not hit that binder so quickly. So here we go. Let's run. We're going to drop Gears, and we may very well have to drop Wheeljack too. Let's try it. So I'm just going to hit that beam laser to start with. I don't think those missile silos are going to initiate straight away. And away we go. We're at the races. Gears just munching that base up. We're going to go down south here a little bit and try and smash that up a little bit. He's probably going to start wandering towards those outposts, but we shall see. So he's taken out that. That's very good. He's using Stylor's ability there. Here we go. Boom. So also thanks to Armada 1 for having their Discord server automatically put in my content into their channels. What a nice bunch of people they are. Thank you very much, guys. My Discord server AI is called Moonblade. Me and my little daughter invented her earlier. She is just a bot that is going to help you out in the server. As you can see here, right now we've got Transmetal Megatron popping out. He's going to flame grill Gears, but Gears is popping off. So that Amalgamous core is already doing its business. We are, however, going to drop Wheeljack and Primer and a few other friends. And we're just going to try and smash up some things down here. Nothing is really in range just yet, But what I will do, as we get a little bit closer, assuming there isn't a flare mine to sort of stop this from happening, I'm going to initiate Chromia's special ability, and I'm going to put it sort of there, in that sort of area, because Chromia's special ability will both inflict disable damage, and it will make every one of the bad guys just focus in on that beacon as soon as it all gets tripped. Watch. I'm going to fire Beast Wars Ironhide up there. I'm going to knock out some things with Arc. Beast Wars Ironhide is doing his business. We are going to just start whacking Galvatronus using Gears' special ability. We're going to use SG Jetfire's mega ability there. Massive damage dealer. His health is straight back up to par. We've absolutely got this. No biner. All the outpost bots are all over the place. Totally split call sign. And we are looking pretty golden at the moment. We're just going to put Blur's ability in there. Nice and cheap. Blur's ability produces a hollow that once it dies grants Blur all his energy back pretty much. We've got some Titan abilities here. I'm just going to use it to take out that core, but it's all over. The power of Gears and Quake to just soften up the base. Don't waste too much time doing it, but you know, it's a killer. It's an absolute killer.
We all must die sometime.
And unfortunately, to my old mate Razorwave 49, big salute to you, mate. I've enjoyed running at that base. I always enjoy a front-loaded base. Used to be absolutely terrified by them. My pulse would immediately increase. My stress levels would double. As I sat there trying to get Brainstorm and Blue Streak blowing things up in a tactical way, or Tazkid zapping everything and using smokescreen to take out build bots. You can still do that. There is nothing wrong with that, and I'm not saying Gears is a silver bullet to all of your problems. It isn't all the time. Sometimes it's a combination of synergies, but he is a godsend when it comes to, oh my god, what am I going to do on the front loader base? Because he will buy you time. Provided he's got the Amalgamous core on him, he's going to buy you time. Right, second base, more classic rear loaded base, lots of resources at the front. We're going to use Tazkid probably here to take out that little quadrant. That is then going to make my guys path left to right, and then we're just going to let them walk as we snipe the ever-present Vector core on the MDS here, and then snipe the Megatronus MDS just here. Yeah, worth investing in your primes, buddy, because as I'll show you on tomorrow's Such Heroic Nonsense show, we're getting total prime power, which if you're like me and have like an ADHD goblin brain, you're going to love it. So the game makers at Yodo have created this kind of awesome Cybertronian yellow brick road of loveliness and goodies. It is basically anything that you've accrued from when Megatronus first came out to now, when they dropped total prime power. All of that stuff that you've been able to gather, be it as artifacts, weapon systems, XP, rank, all of that comes into like this big sort of mid-year Christmas gift for you, and you'll be able to unlock loads of total prime powers. So at the moment, for example, your primes are currently hackable where they weren't used to be. You're going to be able to turn on all sorts of different things as you develop your prime crew, which will unlock loads of other total prime power things, which will evolve and develop over time. So I'm personally very excited about it because I just love clicking on all the little new sort of gifts that the game gives us. Outdated question: when Alchemist is announced tomorrow and released in a few weeks' time, but I'm wondering for War. Are you wondering if Alchemist is going to be good for War? I would say depends what level you're playing at. I think all the primes have important utility to a squad in their own way. If you are an entry level player, I think investing in primes could be a bit of a game changer for you, because certainly at the start you're very squishy. So having something like Megatronus there to just literally drop in from the heavens and absorb a lot of that radiation is going to be lovely. It's going to make you feel great. So I would recommend investing in it. All of my primes are now level 10, and they are all cresting, if not crested, level 60. I've not spent a penny of real human money on those primes. I've purely done it through grind and free to play. I've not bought a single sort of prime XP pack for them. So there's nothing to stop you getting them into a good state, ready for what's coming. And don't feel like you've missed the boat if you haven't, because just enjoy building them up. I just find them really fun. I can't wait for like my Cronus on his tiny little prime bike, and Vector and Nexus, and I'd really love to see, like personally, Transformers 1 Alpha Trion. Maybe it's just a skin for the old Alpha Trion, who's pretty cool in his own regard. Anyway, I'm gobbing off far too much. Sorry, fellas. Playing at Caminus level, finally using more. Yeah, Soka's definitely, mate. I really like using Megs. He just gives me that extra sense of confidence, and I like his sort of backstory with the dark energy, and I just find him cool to use. I'm increasingly finding uses for Primer. In fact, let's use Primer on this one. So we've got Primer just there. I'm going to clear him off. For this, we are going to need Grimlock. I'm running out of Cybercoins. This is my actual Cybercoins, so this is how much I love you. Rook, Blue Streak, Air Raid. Using Air Raid and Brainstorm interchangeably at the moment. Brainstorm not quite as much peripheral and secondary damage as Air Raid, but he's got a longer range, and it's a different effect. So you can end up getting a kind of synergistic kind of daisy chain cryo effect using Brainstorm. Twilight, Primer for Wars, and Megatronus for Event. Yeah, that's a decent shout, buddy. I'm excited to see what Alchemist is going to do. My old mucker Twilight tier on there has already done some expo on Alchemist. Check their show out, check their channel out. Well worth a look. I'm gobbing off so much we're going to run out of time on Computron, but let's do this. Let's do it live. Here we go.
All right, we survived that.
Yeah, but will we survive this?
Now I'm going to say this name right. Big Zik 33 from Raging Hordon. You fuckers. This is a family-friendly show, I'll have you know. Fucking Big Hordon. Jesus Christ. Okay. Big salute to you, guy. I am going to try and beat you. I love having learnt this tactic from Prime Nemesis. Previously, I'd have just blundered into this and probably used a lot of Rust Dust and tried to kill Fire Cores. Still a very viable option, but here we go. So I'm going to drop Grimlock and Tazzy. Keep an eye on those energy bars, because there is a Flare Mine there, and I'm not liking that, because the Flare Mine could just hurt us a little too much. I'm starting to panic slightly. Let's get everyone deployed. Let's use Taz's ability. That is going to render that quadrant unattractive to the bots, who are then hopefully going to start pathing left to right. We're going to put smoke screen down there, and we are going to start sniping that naughty little badger there. Now, if memory serves, there was some cores that were going to cause me problems. So we're going to use the Arc special ability just to kill that cryo core, and then double check that it actually does. Right, as you can see, we've wiped out the vector core already just using smokescreen. I've still got a shitload of resource that's going to be coming out here. We've got Mind Wipe doing some naughty business there. Let's just... it's too late to kind of zap him, and to be honest, I don't really care. So I may live to regret that. let's just air raid and blue streak this little situation here. It is a blessing that my team are strong enough to withstand a full mind wiping. And you can see he's on the deck now, so I'm just going to snipe him with blue streak and sort of have rid of him. Just still slowly getting to this Megatronus MDS. Blue streak is annoyingly too far out of range just at the moment, and we're running slightly low on ability points, so I am going to drop my combiner just to try and get a little bit of an edge and a little bit of a drop on that MDS, because I've let the guys sort of duke it out a bit too much there probably. I'm just going to bang the Cryostorm ability in there. We're going to hit some optics, electrical optics, and I'm going to hack Scourge there just to get rid of him and get him to cause a bit more damage. I'm not going to charge Computron in. I'm going to use electrical optics again. Not quite got the legs. But not too bad either. Problem now is I could really do with that Megatronus MDS to not be there. And Blue Streak is now making his way north. His ability is currently offline, but it won't be for long. I'm going to follow that up with a smoke screen. That's gone. And we're in a good looking place. I'm now going to stun them with Taz. And I'm going to just ninja Lio Kaiser a little bit. And Deluge there, who is probably going to get hacked by my Liege Core on Grimlock. What a good idea it is to put Jays and Liege on Grimlock. Yeah, mate, smokescreen. If the sooner I think players can learn to be a surgeon with smokescreen, the better. He is, in all respects. Yeah, big salute to you, Big Zip 33. I did I did get a little bit of a heart palpitation at that point, because I was like, have I been gobbing off too much and cocked this up? Entirely possible. Yeah, smokescreen easily my most effective bot, and I think with Tyrannotron, the new combat, absolute stone cold nightmare. As long as you can keep him alive and Tyrannotron keeps him right back, I think Tyrannotron smokescreen is like at the very apex of the meta. Yeah, what a great combat Tyrannotron is. Okay, so we've got interesting base here. So the walling is designed to split my bots up, and the sheer volume of resources at the front is designed to starve me slightly. So a full frontal assault is just going to make them split, and the idea is that they're all going to walk into that little blood clot of outpost bots along here. This is prime sack territory, but yeah, I think with killing Mindwipe, are you suggesting that you can kill Mindwipe with smokescreen? Yeah, there is a trick where you can kill Scourge with smokescreen. There's a millisecond before Scourge launches into his sort of circus ringmaster spin of death, where he just kind of prats around for 20 seconds zapping you. There's a second just before that where you can hit him with smokescreen. I've not quite learned how to do it yet, but I want to, just for my own amusement, because I think it would be just funny watching Scourge take a full sort of sniper round in the face just before he thinks he's about to zap me. Okay, so this would be cool for sack or rush, but actually I think we're just going to walk at it and then follow up with some Computron I am going to use... I'm going to use the same team, I think. Let's just go back and check the cores, actually. So we've got FFD, we've got electric core, we've got fire core. We've got a bit of health and a bit of health. So I can easily mitigate, the Scourge one. Oh, I'll try it on Mine-Wipe, mate. That's a good shout. That is a good shout. Because Mine-Wipe's right pain in the arse. I say that having, Cosmos with Peacemaker and every other star variety of Peacemaker in all of my outposts. just to hack a armor everybody and a Grimlock with a Leech Core. That is the only core there that is going to pose me issues. So, and we can deal with that passively with your Titan's long range ability. So we're going to have a go at that right now. Using Rust Dust here would be really effective, actually. I kind of wish I'd done that now, because you could kill that fire core, the one that's on this side. Where are you? There. You could kill that fire core there with Smokescreen or your Titan, and then Rust Dust that to smithereens. As it is, we're going to have a little walk. We're just going to do a slightly closer up version of that tactic of kill the quadrant and then drop everybody so that they path neatly. And then it's just going to be a game of kind of rapid smash, trying to kill, because with this base everything's a wee bit closer, so you're going to be on top of that MDS pretty quickly, and you're probably going to need to send a Rook kind of hollow and drone forward rather rapidly. And this is where Air Raid is such a killer, because using his peripheral effect there, we've just taken out that core. So I'm going to pop that outpost. I'm going to hit that Megatronus MDS, follow it up with Smokescreen, and I'm going to drop my primer into the melee here. We've got Overlord in there. The lightning core's gone, so I'm going to zap them. I'm going to give Overlord some Smokescreen to the face. I don't even really care what outpost bots we've got here at this stage. I'm just going to follow up with Taz, just to kind of add to their woes. So that's Overlord down. Who have we got there? Antagony. Let's give her a bullet. So that's Smokescreen. She's got a bit of a shield there. So maybe I've missed Run Amok, probably. There's always Run Amok somewhere, unless he's dead already. But I do think this is kind of all over, but the crying. I'm just going to send in the Ark's special ability into that Nexus core with the missile silo on it there, and just to add insult to injury, I am going to smash that with Blue Streak for some peripheral damage. Use Primer's sort of, it's like he's chopping a salad. Whack, whack, whack. Love it. I also think, and I've said this before on the show, Primer is a spitting image of the guy who plays Hannibal and Jyn Erso's dad, Galen Erso, Mads Mikkelsen, Casino Royale bad guy. You zoom in on him and tell me that isn't Mads Mikkelsen in robot form. He just looks so nonplussed about the whole situation. Right, so big salute to you. Smash Cannon, I enjoyed that, mate. It's an interesting base because you bring people onto the MDS really quickly. So that can be a panic if you don't explode it. Endbringer. Big salute to you, Endbringer. Let's have a look at what you've got, mate. That's front load. So let's have a look at where the missile systems are. So we've got missiles just here. and here, and there's probably going to be one in the centre somewhere, usually tucked behind. There it is. They're the only things that are going to really pose as any dramas on here. We've got a Vector MDS and an Alchemist MDS. So I'm probably going to run gears just for fun from this kind of westerly ramp. Yeah, cool. Let's do this with Croto. Yes, Croto. He does wars and things on YouTube, doesn't he? Oh, that's exactly what you just said. Yeah, I'm going to watch that and I'm going to emulate it and see if I can learn that skill. Right, we're going to use Grimlock. We are going to use Chromia. We are going to use Ratchet. We're going to use Wheeljack. Where are you, Wheeljack? There you are. We are going to use Brainstorm. And we're going to use... let's chuck Blaster in there, just for the retro nonsense. And let's have Red Alert for the shielding that he's going to give to us. So who we've got a tank, we've got the distraction, we've got a medic, we've got air bomb, we've got some DPS, and Blaster I've equipped with Smashdown, which you can see here, 65% DPS against bots and combiners if he survives, because Blaster just persists in being really, really squishy. And let's put Overload in there, and Blaster. Do I have an initiator in there? I don't. When I say an initiator, I'm like somebody who can sort of really initiate the thing that Brainstorm is going to drop, and the answer is I haven't. So I think what we might do, let's have SG Jetfire out again. Let's drop Primer because I want some high DPS, and I am out of Computron time, so let's just go and grab some ore. Have I got in the inventory? No. One sec, sorry. Bad admin on my part. Let's just buy some. Get a wee bit extra. I feel quite jack because all my alliance have been in the raid this afternoon and I completely forgot about it. So I've done no raiding whatsoever. Sorry, Alliance. I'll do better next time. Shit. I bought it and then I haven't used it because I'm gobbing off. Use. Right. Boom. I think we're ready. Sorry. Hard battle. Yes. And we are going to go in on Computron. So we've got Grimlock, Chromia, Ratchet, Wheeljack, SG Jetfire, Overload, Red Alert, and Blaster. That's entirely wrong because I've not put Gears in there, who is the thing that is going to make this doable. So let's put him in. It's been a long day. Yeah, it's been a long day. Right, let's go.
Unicron! Why did you torture me?
What's that darn fool doing?
So if I remember rightly, I think we're going to go from the west ramp. So we're going to try and knock out that naughty little boy there first. So always ready to send in Wheeljack if I need to, but let's hit Gears up. I'm going to get that beam laser first. Just keeping an eye on his energy levels, but we are looking pretty good. You can see he's almost navigating off the ramp to avoid getting hit. Stylor is a really good combo on him on here. I would also recommend Tyrannotron because again it will keep him out of danger, but it gives him just killer DPS. You can see now Gears is sort of tuning up the missile silos that would otherwise cause me problems. Tip to you, Endbringer, mate, not that I am a master of building bases, but I would put an outpost bot just there, because that could rapidly bring my sort of gearsing to a halt. As it is, mate, they're too far in to do any damage to me. And by the time I get anywhere close to them, I'm going to have minced your base with gears. So whilst I'm not counting my chickens before they hatch, I'm quietly confident that we're going to be able to do you. Purely because of, you know, this maniac gears. But a mitigation to the gears strategy is most certainly missile silos out of gearsing range, but within range of hitting him, and bringing your outpost bots slightly closer. So we've got a nice clear run now. Let's do it live. Let's drop everybody in. They are going to hack away. Let's get SG Jetfire doing some business. Let's just kill off that Micronus core. We've got Galvatronus, but I'm not too concerned. Not been able to use Chromia's ability. Let's drop Primer in there just to get them to really murder him. I'm going to drop Chromia's ability right in the middle of these things. So they will just continue now to smash Galvatronus to bits, who will imminently die. We've got Mind Wipe, so let's just give them some cover. Using the Overload special ability, I'm going to drop a Chromia Beacon right in the middle, and they're now going to waste all their special abilities on that Chromia Beacon, and it's going to do them lots and lots of damage. Now Overload is out of the picture, I'm going to race Red Alert up north, and that's going to give all my bots a little sort of positive energy kickback. It might just have sacrificed him, but probably not. And I'm now going to race Grimlock up north, because Grimlock is then going to hack them using Liege. Just going to give everybody... Oh, I've just wasted some ability points. Are we going to drop Computron? I just don't know. Yeah. So, Kranix.
Spare me this mockery of justice!
See, really didn't need to pop Computron there. That is an indicator of my lack of experience and my ego. Not wanting to cock this up massively on this sort of 300 run. So we're now just going to have a little bit of Computron fun. There we go. But I'm pretty certain that we're almost golden now on this. We've got 28 seconds left. So let's just help this along. See, this is the problem with using gears, is it can really bleed your time. But let's hope with the 12 seconds we've got left. Yeah. Boom. 5 seconds to go. Endbringer. Big salute to you, buddy. Sadly, you did not bring my end today. I brought my end, or I brought your end. Depends on what we're talking about.
I got better things to do tonight than die.
Yes. Cool. Right. Final base. Running for the 300. I can see why this is the final base. So we've got some nice, difficult walling. Tazzie's going to break through that, though, and stop them from cocking about. We are hopefully going to be able to use Air Raid or Brainstorm. We've got a rear-loaded MDS situation with the Megatronus MDS and a Micronus MDS. The Micronus MDS is a right pain in the arse, because that is going to heal things up 15% health every 5 seconds to anything that I hit. And the MDS being covered by the shield gen and that being covered by the shield gem with its range and the fact that, of course, it's got Nexus on it, is not a happy place to be. So, optimum loadout for this, I think, is going to be, let's clear that down. It's going to be Grimlock, who is my sort of forever tank. I know others use Pipes and Armada Scavenger and things like that. I'm a Grimlock guy. We've got Tazzy. We've got Rook from one of my favourites from G1, the old Protector bots. We are going to run Blue Streak. We are going to run Air Raid. If I can find him, there he is. I really wish I could find some good uses for Wheelie in the War Squad. I'm toying with ideas at the moment for like second and third squads, and I'm desperate to use Wheelie because I just think he's cool. And have you all noticed that he uses his slingshot from 1986, which is really cool.
Him wheelie, him friend.
Yeah. I've completely forgot what I'm doing. Such a dick. Right, here we are. Smokescreen. And Wheeljack, who is somewhere down here. There you are. For this base, we're going to use Megatronus, because I might just need a bit more pain absorption. Right, let's do it live. Let's do it live.
Ignition and hit it!
Okay. So we're going to do the classic drop. Not got too much there that's going to cause me problems. However, there is an outpost there. I'm going to be fascinated to see who's in that. But let's see. Let's go. We may end up just needing to run Grimlock into some danger. But let's just kill that off. Because this is a powerful base. I'm just going to kill that. And I think this is going to give us some challenges. Now, this is what I mean by bullet time. Just taking your time to see. Oh, we've got Ripper Snapper there. So the equivalent of Slash. Shouldn't be too bad. It's probably initiated its stealth right about now. So it's just going to chew away at my guys, but it's not going to do them too much damage. We've got not too much to worry about over there. That outpost there is not even going to get popped because there's nothing there worth going for. So we are on to this business. And I think I'm just going to hit them with Blue Streak to start with. And here, because we're coming up on that, maybe I could persuade them not to go in there at all by hitting it with Taz. But they've gone in there. So let's just air raid that situation there, and then I'm going to start malleting the Megatronus MDS with Smokescreen, because oh shit, so he has gone very rogue. I'm just going to drop my Computron. Computron's going to do sweet cock all against Lyokaiser. But he will hack Deluge and he will hack Mind Wipe. I love the kind of jazz dance that they do when they're coming towards you. Who's that there? No idea. Help me out, Decepticon players. Who is that? Is that Breakdown Prime? Yeah, I'm monologuing. Right, let's get that cryo effect into there. Yeah, Computron's all dead, but that doesn't matter. I don't think. Now it's a race to kill the MDS. Because for every second that my Cronus one is not dead, it's healing everything else. But it's dead now. So, and we are very nearly. Right, there you go, Tazzy. Whack. We're very nearly there. So that's down. I think, unless Scorponok has a sudden injection of Decepticon testosterone, we're golden. And that is a 300 against Raging Hordon, which has been thoroughly fun. Thoroughly fun to fight against. What a great team. But
Yes, I believe I can.
yeah, 300, very happy with that. I'm going to share that with the Alliance. 300, all bases down. Boom. Not a track war for us, but, you know, what a good team. I've really enjoyed that. Yeah, runabout, maybe. Or is it runabout wearing a skin? I don't know. And I'll never know now. So, Prime Nemesis were on just over 1,000. Raging Horde on 160. I'm sure they'll pick up the pace. But by the looks of this, they're having some struggles. But I really enjoyed that run. I really enjoyed that war. I hope you did. I think there's some interesting strategies around the gears situation. Certainly if you're running a front-loaded base, thanks Yedo. I think if you're thinking about running a front-loaded base, think about mitigating gears and quake. Because if your opposing player has got gears or quake to a high level with an Amalgamous core on, you're in the dwang. And nothing is going to save you if that player can effectively use that character against you. Unless you find a way of... hey Ashbourne, how you doing, buddy? Unless you find a way of bringing missile silos that can be protected within a radius that will be effective against him when he's on the pan, when he's on the ramp, noting that he will maneuver out of parameter, which will make it even harder for you to hit him. But also the proximity of outpost bots. So on front-loaded bases, I would be tempted to put 2 outpost bots on each flank in very close proximity to the opening line, and then keep 2 more back. And I'd have to think about who, but probably Demolisher-Overload back, just to give added protection to the base. Or indeed, you could front load with Demolisher, Overload, and Red Alert, and whoever the Red Alert equivalent is, Run Amok, so that you get that secondary ability base protection from both of those bots as Gears trips them, which would fuck up Gears' special ability as he rolls into that close on front-loaded base. I'm finding the whole front-loaded base strategy fascinating. Personally, I do not run a front-loaded base, as you can see here. I've got kind of an amalgam of sort of a big gulf in the centre, like a vacuum in the centre, and then rear-loaded. It's a bit of a mess at the moment. Everything is upgrading, so by all means have a run at me, because it's going to be really easy. I've got cockle resources for you to steal though, so it's purely going to be for the sport. Anyway, I am going to turn the iPad off, and I'm just going to remind you all that tomorrow night from 6 o'clock UK time, which is British summertime, and I believe that means it is 1900 UTC. I've probably cocked that up, but let's say yes, 1900. It might even be 1700 UTC. I think it's 1700 UTC. UTC is now behind. I am running Such Heroic Nonsense. That is my weekly longer show where we play the 86 Dead Bot game. CF from CF Tactics is going to start running a Dead Con version of that too, and we're going to play off against each other. Not tomorrow night, but we're going to start doing that quite soon. You can play along at home with your own Dead Bot squad of either Autobots or Decepticons. And then me and Val, and hopefully you too, Twilight, are going to get together and bring kind of an 86 starters group together. So we're looking at like Springer, we're looking at like RC, Ultra Magnus, Retgar, Blur. Perceptor was already in the show, so yeah. But yeah, a whole group of kind of debuts from the 1986 movie, because I am obsessed with it. It is my psychological safe place to go and live. I watch it at least once a week. That's just a window into my trauma. Yeah, I have been given permission. Thank you to the Yodo crew and to Callum. I've been given permission to use my playtest account. Sorry, I can't speak. To talk to you all about Alchemist Prime. So I'm going to do a big show and tell on my first view of Alchemist Prime. I've deliberately not played with him yet in the game. I've not gone into my kind of yellow brick road breadcrumb trail of Cybertronian goodness, which is total prime power. So I'm going to do that live for the very first time in front of you all, so you can see what you've got to look forward to. And then we're going to level Alchemist up together. We're going to equip his weapon systems together, and we're going to try him out in really hard zones. We'll run him from Zone 1 all the way to Prime League. So, yeah, mate, 86 movie. It's like one big, long anime music video. I watched it for the first time when I was 4 years old. I want to say 4, 86. Yes, I was 4, sat on my grandma's carpet, and I just fell in love with it and the Transformers from that moment on. And throughout my entire military career, throughout my entire life, it has been just like a constant friend. A bizarre robots dancing in the middle of it to Weird Al Yankovic, stadium rock, giant cosmic horror, fever dream of a friend to sort of bring along in life. Anyway, come and join me tomorrow for such heroic nonsense. It's going to be great big show, lots of fun. I want to get as many people in as possible. Join the Discord at Ultrapitus. I've been stoking that up, building it up, muscling it up, whatever you pick your analogy. And if there's elements and bits of it that you want it to do, then you just let me know and I'll try and build it. There's a really rather cool bot in there that me and my little daughter were building earlier, called Moonblade, and she is going to help you out when you get into the server. So, my favourite 86 character, great question. It's Ultra Magnus. And it's Ultra Magnus because when I was a kid, I was not the kind of bearded, tattooed, reasonably well muscled for a 44-year-old creature that you see in front of you now. I was a very scared, flabby, sort of dread-filled boy, and the world looked like a pretty scary place to me. And it was characters, and I appreciate I'm getting deep into it now, but characters like Ultra Magnus were like something that I never thought I could possibly be. And slowly I kind of became the character that I needed as that kid. And it was characters like Ultra Magnus, characters like Optimus, even characters like Perceptor, who kind of brought me on that journey. And one of the things I loved about Transformers, and 80s cartoons in general, picking selectively, they are deeply aspirational. And they made you want to learn bigger new words. They made you want to experience the world in a bigger way. They made you want to identify what your purpose was, and that your purpose could be aligned to goodness and, freedom being the right of all sentient beings, which is where my baseline for the whole thing starts and finishes, and forever will do. He's also on my very vintage 86 era mug. And will probably be my next tattoo. So yeah, Ultra Magnus for me, mate. And for the movie, I find it amusing how my daughter finds like Unicron munching Orbulus and Cranax up at the beginning hilariously funny. I found it absolutely harrowing. which is a window on the difference in terms of bravery and outlook that me and my daughter have at similar levels of age. Anyway, I'd love to know your guys' favourite characters, and I'm always fascinated in Transformers Earth Wars where you came into the franchise. Was it G1? Was it the short-lived G2? Was it Beast Wars? Was it Bayverse? Was it Prime? Was it Rescue Bots? Where? I love this mug. It's sort of one of my guarded things that I'm like when I came back from a particular war, I had to give my helmet back to stores and all my other kit, and I stood there sort of holding this helmet, and the store man was like, "Sir, would you like to keep your helmet?" I was like, yes, and ran out of stores before he changed his mind, because for some reason I'd kind of emotionally imprinted on it. And I guess this is the mug that I have my morning tea in. This is the mug that I like to drink throughout the day because it kind of grounds me strangely. Isn't that weird how this can do it? The game grounds me as well. I was suffering quite bad panic attacks a few years ago, and intermittently. I've learned how to deal with them using a thing called emotional freedom technique because nothing else was working. But also the game weirdly has helped me ground and just sort of come out of survival mode quite a lot while I switch into Transformers survival mode. Anyway, this has been a joy. Tell me where you came into the franchise and what drives you for this. Because I know what drives me, but I'm just fascinated to meet all these people. I met Warrior and others who are from far-flung places in the world, but it joins us because of our love of these crazy, colourful little robots. Anyway, what a joy this has been. I've been Ultra Pittus. Join me tomorrow night. This has been Late Night War Lab, a Such Heroic Nonsense production. Now, just go away and leave me alone, would you?
Such heroic nonsense. Such heroic nonsense.
No sign of Decepticons here, Prime.
By George, He-Mo's army, your smashed up friends soon like brand new with 90-day warranty.
Oh, how it pains me to do this. Soundwave, play back laser beast by beams. I would have waited an eternity for this. Such heroic nonsense. Spare me this mockery of justice.
But Prime, I'm just a soldier. I'm not worthy.
That's too dangerous.
All right, we survived that.
Yeah, but will we survive this?
Me, Grimlock, need new strategy.
Get your noodle out of my face.
Me, Grimlock, love Cubs war stories.
Believe it or not, this is the fun part.
Why should I? What's in it for me?
I can't deal with that now.
Ignition in!
Optimus Prime, transform!
Come on, you big bull.
into a monitor prime. My circuit sizzle.
Such heroic nonsense.
Light our darkest hour. Come on, showtime's over. We've got work to do.
If this doesn't stop it, nothing will.
Come on, showtime's over. We've got work to do.
You have anything, Cup?
Nope. Never seen anything like this before. Come on, showtime's over. We've got work to do.